Hi, I'm Mike Zaida, and today's talk is going to be called On Swimming. I've had a lifetime of swimming, and people are always asking me about my thoughts on swimming. So, what I thought I would do is put together a quick YouTube video on it, and you can see what I think about swimming. I'm going to share you some slides, although I initially wasn't going to do any slides. I started putting together slides so I could connect my thoughts. So, here we are on swimming. Michael Zaida, 17th of May, 2024. Started out with this beautiful pool on the right, which is the Los Angeles Athletic Club pool. Before anybody gets in it on a Saturday or Sunday morning, you can see absolutely beautiful reflections from the skylight. And I absolutely love this pool and this club. So I started swimming at age 5 in San Fernando Valley. And I took lessons at Pettit Park in 1959 in Granada Hills. And it's now called the Granada Hills Recreation Center. And my parents wanted me to know how to swim as they're planning on getting a pool. In fact, I got to watch them build the pool. And this is Pettit Park pool. I'll just show you this little quick video I found. My parents had that pool by 1959, and our house was on Ruffner Avenue in Granada Hills. It's at 10909. We also had a pool at 10800 Key West Avenue, Northridge, after he moved there in 1965. And the Northridge part where they lived is now called Porter Ranch. So this is a typical 1959 view of what people did in swimming. This is me with the white styrofoam uh, board there. I kind of hang on it, but you can see I can kick and I'm comfortable in the water. I actually can swim at this point, but I don't think I have any video of that. This is an old 8mm that my father shot that was converted to video. So that's what this is. This is the pool in Porter Ranch. I just wanted to show you it was your typical bean-shaped pool. It's got a diving board that's very fit, popular for doing dives for young children. And my father swam when he got home from work every day. And on a hot San Fernando Valley summer day, this is an absolutely great place to go. When I started serious swimming in graduate school in 1979 at Washington University in St. Louis. And I started swimming 6 days a week. I would go 5 days for 90 minutes during lunch at the Washington University swimming pool. And I started noticing that the people I was swimming with were the Master Swim Club people, and they were giving me coaching lessons and how to swim and how to do flip turns and all of that. And the real reason I was there was I started swimming as I was trying to heal my back. My wife and I did not own a car at that time, and what I was trying to do, we'd go on the bus to the grocery store and I'd carry 4 bags of groceries home and hold them all at once. And my back was just getting out of whack with that. So I thought, well, swimming would strengthen me. So this is what the Washington University swimming pool looks like now. When I swam in it, it was a very old pool that was built for the 1904 World's Fair, which was in St. Louis, which is about the most famous thing that happened in St. Louis back then. And it closed for 2 years while they renovated it, but the pool is pretty much in the same place and same length. It's beautiful. One day a week, I would swim at a local St. Louis community college with the Master Swim Club, and they had an indoor and an outdoor pool. So I'd swim every Sunday morning for 3 hours with the St. Louis Master Swim Club. And if it was winter, we'd be indoors. And March, if there was, like an eighth of an inch of ice on the outdoor pool, we would like dive in and break the ice and try it out. But the people who were on the St. Louis Master Swim Club were professionals. Many of them were attorneys, professors, medical doctors, and I was a grad student, so I was a little bit younger than some of them. And we were happy to have one doctor with us on the Masters Club, although, that's the one guy who had a health issue on on the swimming day, which was the doctor. All right. This is one of the community pools that we would swim in indoors, and then we would go transition to outdoor pool when it was not winter in St. Louis. Um, I took a job at the Naval Postgraduate School and started there February 1984. And one of the reasons I took the position at the Navy School was they had this beautiful swimming pool. The Naval Postgraduate School was built originally as the Hotel Del Monte, which was the end of the rail line from San Francisco. And that pool was open 7 days a week, year round. And I swam in that pool every day I was in town, 1984 till 2004. And 2004, the superintendent of the school, a two-star admiral, discovered he didn't like the noise at quarters A, which was his home next to the pool. So he decided to fill in the swimming pool with sand and turned it into a 2 foot deep duck pond. So this is the pool. When it was open, you could see this is a weekend shot. There's people there wanting to swim, kids there learning to swim. It's absolutely gorgeous. It had this really strange, the locker rooms are actually outside. So you went in through a door and they're surrounded by walls, but you're basically changing clothes outside. I thought that was interesting. I taught both my children to swim at this pool. There's also to the right, which is not in this picture, there was a little kids pool that kids could swim in. Both my daughter and son started there. This is the duck pond. And, I went to the Naval Postgraduate School recently to look and cry about where was this pool. This is a weird pool. It was 40, I think it's 40 yards long, which is not any regulation of any kind. So it's kind of strange to swim in the pool, but I swam there every day. Again, just to strengthen my back, and I loved it. And it's outdoors, so summers in Monterey can be quite cold. They can be 55 degrees high and gray for 40 days in a row. But I still love this pool. All the really good deans and chairmen swam in this pool. And it's interesting, if a chairman didn't swim in this pool, he kind of gave you pause on how good were they. All right. When the Naval Postgraduate School filled its swimming pool with sand, there actually wasn't a swimming pool in Monterey left for me to swim in. So I quit and went to USC. And I started swimming at USC because USC has this great aquatic center. It's the Tangzu Aquatic Center, if that's the right pronunciation. It has two pools. One is Olympic size, 50 meters long, and it's 25 meters wide. And it's one for diving. And so this is the 50 meters long, 25-meter wide pool. And most of the time I would go swimming, it would be between the time of 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's the only time this pool was open for non-team members. And very rarely it would be open so you could actually do 50-meter swim, which actually I love. I'm faster if I do that. Otherwise, they would cut it up into a number of lanes. You can see the lane markers going the width of the pool so that you would have a lane where you could swim 25 meters and come back. This is still beautiful. Although what started to happen to me is my dermatologist started to tell me, get out of the sun because it's not good for your skin. Most of the time, the big pool was closed to us in the 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. period. And they put us into the diving pool. You can see the diving tower there, and I've never wanted to jump off of that. But often I would swim in this pool which is 25 meters long. I mean, the width is, and I think it's like 30 meters, something odd long lengthwise. And to watch the divers do these amazing things in this pool is completely awesome. But I swam in this pool for quite some time, from probably 2005 until 2013. And in 2013, I moved from Venice Beach, which is going to be a topic of another video. I lived half a block from Gold's Gym in Venice, and I worked out with a trainer 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and absolutely loved all of the people I got to meet at Gold's. And I moved downtown to be closer to commuting wise. Where I lived in the Pacific Electric building was an 11-minute commute to USC. And on a really bad travel day, it would be 15 minutes. I mean, a bad travel day is if I decided to leave USC and drive straight up Figueroa in front of LA Live, in front of the Staples Center, and there was a major hockey league hockey league playoff game going on, it would take me 15 minutes instead of 11 minutes to go home. But 5 blocks away was the Los Angeles Athletic Club, and I joined it on a really crazy day in 2015. And it was just like I needed to swim, and I needed to swim then. So I went over to the club, and it turns out for faculty and clergy, there was a half price. So I joined. This pool is quite historic. It grew up with its membership roster reading like a who's who of the city, like the Chandler family, the Duckweiler family, Doheny family, O'Melveny, and Slauson families were members of this pool. In fact, my sister was a member of this club and swam in this pool when she worked on the Los Angeles Times. During the golden age of Hollywood, stars of the silver screen were at the club. You had Mary Pickford, Rudolph Valentino, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Harold Lloyd, and Johnny Weissmuller. Tarzan, he was an Olympic swimmer. If you go watch some of his old movies of him swimming, you'll see he doesn't have goggles. He swims completely crazily compared to how people swim now, and he was a Olympic swimmer. Charlie Chaplin lived at the Los Angeles Athletic Club during his formative years, and he cherished the privacy it afforded. And Jack London, William Randolph Hearst, and Eddie Rickenbacker were visitors to and guests to the Los Angeles Athletic Club. So I would swim in this pool every morning, 7:15 to 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. And weekends, if I was in town and not in Monterey or Carmel, I would swim at 8 a.m. to 8:45, usually 45, 50 minutes swim. This is the same pool from the side, and you can kind of see their funny logo. The Los Angeles Athletic Club is devoted to the lifelong pursuit of health-giving amusements. And up on this pool's on the 6th floor, and up on the 7th floor is absolutely fabulous gym. And 8th floor, some more gym stuff, and they've got squash courts and yoga classes and everything. This is just a fantastic place to be a member of. This is a painting, a very old look at the athletic club, and I don't even know the artist. I should have put that on the slide. This is there's a kids pool next to this major pool, and there's also, for a long time, there was a thing called the Plunge Cafe. It's no longer there, but all these tables are there. This is a really good place to sit and talk to friends, and I use it in that fashion. When it opened, it was, their website, laac.com. When the athletic club opened, it had a swimming pool they called it the Plunge. And it was one of those, it was the idea of Henry Huntington, who decided that this club should have a pool when they were in the design phase. Notice Henry Huntington was part of the design of the LA Athletic Club. He also designed the Pacific Electric building where I lived. And there's a plaque there dedicated to our Olympic athletes, the Los Angeles Athletic Club. The seeds sown in the fields of Olympic strife shall bring forth the universal fruits of peace. Douglas MacArthur, which I find very interesting because my business agent in Tokyo for many, many years, his first job out of college was to work for General Douglas MacArthur. All right. So what I do in the pool, I swam in that pool 2,000 yards every day. And that pool is a 25-yard pool, which is because it's an older pool. Modern pools are 25 meters or 50 meters or some variant of that. And the athletic club always had these February swim contests, which is who could swim the most in the month of February. And 2020, and they call it the Great Lakes Swim because they wanted to see who could somebody swim the length of the Great Lakes, which of course is pretty impossible for all of us people because February in the Great Lakes is probably ice. You can probably skate on the Great Lakes, probably not swim. But what they do is they would have you turn in every day how far you swam. And you had to turn it in by the time the pool closed at the end of the day. And what you'll notice over on the right-hand side is the 2020 Great Lakes Swim Contest, which is February 2020. That's the month COVID was starting to happen. So there's a lot of people were not swimming at that time. And what you'll notice is I did 64.9 miles. I think it's something like on the spreadsheet, you can see I did 4,571 laps. And there's something like 114,286 yards. And you'll see it says 2020 miles. I did 64.9 miles. In 2019, I did 75 and a half miles. I came in first place. Second place in 2020 did 36.4 miles. What you'll notice is there's a first and second place for each age group, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 and up. And I was in the 60 to 69 age group at this time. And then they also did overall. I was the overall winner for this year. So basically, the person behind me did something like almost 40 miles. And I came in first because of that. In 2019, I did 75 and a half miles. But if you go all the way up to the age group 30 to 39, you'll look at Marco Chu. Marco Chu did 85.2 miles in 2019. So believe he's 30 to 39 age group, somewhere there. I was in 60 to 69. I felt pretty good that I got that close. And in 2020, he just decided not to compete. All right. Which is kind of sad because I wanted to get to that point. They give you this badge every year. So first place, and on the back it says Great Lakes Swim 2019, first place. And that's first place in my age group, 60 to 69 in 2019. And 2020, I got two of these badges, first place overall and first place in my age group. And I have them somewhere. Here's 2018. 2018, you can see I did 65 miles. And in 2017, I did 44.7 miles. So a typical month for me is 33, 34 miles. So I wasn't really doing a whole lot of extra swimming in this contest. And what I learned in that, I think this is like my first year, what I learned in that first year was to catch up with someone like Marco Chu. Marco Chu did 54.4 miles that year. I had to do more. And so what you'd find me doing was typically in 2018 and 2019, I would swim 5,000 yards in the morning, and that would take an hour, 57 minutes nonstop. And then if I wasn't too worn out in the evenings, I'd come back and do 3,000 more yards. So I do 8,000 yards as many days as possible, because one of the things that happens in February is I always had to be gone 3 days to go to Las Vegas for the DICE Summit. And the DICE Summit is the annual meeting of the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. And I love to go to that conference. So I was actually, one thing you learn is all the pools in Las Vegas are closed in January and February. So when I would go for those 3 days, there was no backup pool for me to do anything really. Okay, this is probably the only video of me swimming in a contest. Let's play it. We are swimming a relay race. There are 4 people on my team. You'll notice that their renovation is happening at this club. And there are just some amazing swimmers here. Our team comes in first place. All right. I now swim at the Monterey Sports Center. I retired out of USC in May of 2023. And Monterey Sports Center is this beautiful pool. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is 25 meters wide, the pool, but the pool is something, I don't think it's 50 full meters in length. It's some odd length, and I don't really know, but it's never, they never let you swim that way. You just get to swim this way. It's very nice. This pool opens at 5:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. And weekends it opens at 8 a.m. At 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, there is a line of the swimming fanatics. And what's a typical thing I do in this pool? So this is from quite recently, April 23rd. I did 43 minutes 58 seconds for 2,000 meters and average pace of 2 minutes 11 seconds. And you can see the splits down below where I was swimming very close to 2 minutes pace for 100 meters. You can see May 12th, I was doing 44 minutes 6 seconds. I pretty much do that speed. And my pace, you can notice my average pace is 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So I'd come out that day, a second slower than yesterday. And you'll notice I just saved this one like 2 days ago, which was you set a personal record for your longest daily move streak, which is just swimming 382 days. It'll probably get to 400 easily enough. So what do you need to swim? And people always ask this, and I say, get yourself some swim goggles, and I recommend the Aquasphere Cayenne swim goggle, transparent because you're indoors. And everyone gets the dark ones with sunglasses. And most of the time we're swimming indoors in Monterey because it's always cold here. You need earplugs, and I use these Max ear seals and pull the string off of them and plug them in your ears. These are great. And I use an Apple Watch. This is the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and it's great for tracking your swim. So question is, how far have I swum? Well, basically 2,000 meters a day, unless the pool is 2,000 yards a day. All right. And I've been swimming that, I don't know, 365 days. That's about 453.6 miles per year. And I've been doing that for 45 and almost a half year since 1979 to today. It's about 20,000 something miles, which is completely, absolutely crazy. So what you'll know about swimmers is you're going to see the same people every day in the pool, and they're also doing something like this, and they're on this plan. And so why do I swim? Well, clears my head each morning. I do it first thing in the morning before anybody wants to have a phone call. So when I swim at 6 in the morning, I am back home by 7:25 a.m. And there's no meetings that start before 8. It's a rare meeting that's 8. Most people are, let's do 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. And it gives me energy to last the entire day. And it's just great. And my back is strong. I don't have a hurt back anymore. So I love swimming. I'm going to say, I will tell you, I love swimming. I would encourage you to go swimming, but I don't want more people in the pool. So don't go swimming. No, I'm just kidding. Swimming is fun. Some of my favorite pools. I have every time I swim, my consulting contract says I must be placed in a hotel that has a lap swimming pool. Otherwise, I will go home after the first day. And some people ignore that. And I do go home after the first day. Okay, when I first was trying to, all the years I lived in Los Angeles, I was there Monday through Friday morning. And Friday morning, I'd go to Los Angeles Airport and fly back to Carmel to hang out at my house there. So I would swim in shape in Monterey because this is almost nobody uses this pool. If you get there at 6 o'clock in the morning when they're open, there's nobody in this pool, but it only has 3 lanes, so not the best. This is what it looks like. When I lived in the Pacific Electric building, I should do a presentation on that. It's a 1905 building built by Henry Huntington. If you live in Los Angeles, you hear his name all the time. There's so many great things that he did for the city of Los Angeles. And he put a pool on the top of this building. And this is not a lap swimming pool. This is a dangle your toes in and hang out and meet people pool. All right. Let's just put it in because I would go up and use the hot tub, which is right to the right sometimes when my knees are hurt. Olympic Club in San Francisco, because I'm a member of the Los Angeles Athletic Club, I can use sister clubs if they introduce me. And so I would go to the Olympic Club. And this Olympic Club has 2 pools. This is an old historic pool. I think the Olympic Club in San Francisco opened in 1860. The Los Angeles Athletic Club is 1880. And this pool is strange size. It is 33 and a third yards, 100 feet long, which is not Olympic or anything. And I don't know, maybe in the early Olympics, this was a good length. They have a second pool. Second pool is 25 meters long. This is where the San Francisco Master Swim Club swims. And I've had to swim there a couple times with the Masters. And I don't like swimming with them because they have underwater speakers that blast loud music. And it's completely annoying. I think the last time we were there, it was all rap music. And it's just like, I want to swim. Swimming is peaceful for me. And this is not giving me the morning peace. So anyway, I love this pool as it is a backup for the other pool. Pool's always closed for renovation and repairs and cleaning. And sometimes they're closed for a year and a half. And if it's 2 years, you go, is it ever going to reopen? And everyone gets twitchy. Okay. This is the Olympic Club pool from the side. It's a beautiful building. And they have this picture on the wall of, when people were competitors and they've got gold and silver medals on, which is, I thought it was cool to put this in here. Another sister club I get to go to is the Berkeley City Club. So if I can stay at this Berkeley City Club as a hotel, and the room they always give me is a view of the Golden Gate Bridge off in the distance, not really close, but it's there. And this pool building was designed by Julia Morgan, who did Hearst Castle. She did the Herald Examiner building in downtown Los Angeles. And this is this is a beautiful pool. And hardly anybody uses this pool when I'm in this club. Okay, this is going to be one of my last favorite pools. This is my friend, who is the former dean of architecture of USC, Qingyun Ma. He designed this pool, and he clearly is not a swimmer because this is just a let's go in and play pool. And he put a spatial astronaut off to the side here too as well. So it's a cool pool. It's cute, and you can, if you look off in the distance, I think you're seeing the Rose Bowl. But this is kind of cool. Anyway, that's the end of my talk on swimming. I love swimming, and clears my head, makes me have a great day. And if you have any questions about swimming, people always say, well, how do I learn how to swim? I said, there's great YouTube videos now. I know if you want to learn how to do flip turns, there's a whole series of videos that are free. Go watch them. And the best way to learn to swim, honestly, is go to a pool with some people who are really good and swim with them, or watch them swim and have them teach you what you should do. Basically, my advice on swimming is you're not supposed to splash a lot. Your hand is supposed to come in like a knife edge and glide in and pull. All right. And your feet don't make a big splash. Your feet stay under the water. Okay. You guys have a nice day. And this has been me on swimming. I'll stop the sharing and say, I hope to do another one. I'm going to do some historic buildings of downtown Los Angeles, and maybe I'll do more about the Pacific Electric building. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.